Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
I know. Sometimes I don't read it because I'm like, ew, bank stuff. Ew. I don't want to look at that. Let Meredith deal with the business part. I'm just here to be funny.
Hi,
dollar
everybody.
Signs and numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Nikki here.
Yay!
So we have been planning this for months.
A while, yep.
I think, did we reach out to you or did you reach out to us?
Since I'm such a narcissist, I reached out to you guys.
That's perfect.
I want to talk to you guys because I have so many cool things to say.
That is so good. We love hearing cool
And
things.
who do you know? Annie, right?
I know
Yes.
Annie Mae, yep.
Okay.
So that was our turning heads
Yep.
and trimming ends.
Yep.
Turning heads and trimming
Okay, that
ends.
was Annie. All right. So
Yes.
you're friends with Annie? You know Annie?
Yeah, we're kind of related. She's kind of my cousin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll call her my cousin because she's that awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
she is
and so
awesome.
we know that mutual person. And I found out I know your half sister.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's
Wow.
a small world. It's just
And
such a
then
small world.
We just started the conversation. We're saying that we share emails. Like you
Yeah.
wrote to Nikki the address
Yeah.
and time, and then I wrote to Nikki and said, "Wait a minute, what do you mean?" Because
Yeah.
you said you're right next to my cousin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different cousin.
Yeah, a different
That's
cousin.
funny. It's a small world when you never leave the town we live in.
Well, I've moved away. I've been away from this area for almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And then I just moved back the beginning of last month.
Okay.
And it's like, it is a small world. There's
It
so many
is.
people that know me. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I know so-and-so and your family's down the street. And do you know so-and-so? I don't know.
It's
Maybe
'cause we
it's
never
too
left.
small.
We never left.
I guess not.
I told Cass before you came, I said, I think this is the first time I didn't do any research. I know nothing about this woman that's coming over.
Perfect.
Perfect.
It'll be a surprise
just-
for us all.
I know that we're going to talk about e-commerce and your dream job working with
Yeah,
plants.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
You
talk
could give
about
me
it as
some
well.
tips about plants because
Oh, yeah.
I kill them.
So e-commerce, what do you do?
So what I do is I manage customer experience. I have two jobs.
Mm.
So one is for a small plant shop in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So I do all of the online stuff. I do the emails. I do all of the automation for instant messenger and stuff. And then also I do all of their like website development.
That's the plant shop, right?
Yep,
In
that's
New York?
the plant
Okay.
shop. Yep.
Mhm.
So we do.
When you said Brooklyn, I was like, wow, I never heard of Brooklyn, Illinois.
good
You
old
really
New
mean
York.
like
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
So
Okay.
when I say I work remote, I've never met Ed in person.
Oh, wow.
That runs the plant
Oh.
shop. So we might have a Zoom call once a month, maybe once every 2 months.
That's crazy.
We send messages to each other throughout the entire day, and we're able to run the company. And it's just
it's incredible,
so
isn't it?
fun.
Yeah, it's so
that
incredible.
is crazy.
Yeah.
That was I quit my job in the middle of the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
and got a new job. Meredith got me a job and then left me. But my boss, I did not meet him because we did all interviews and
Yeah.
everything on Zoom. I didn't meet him for like the first year and a half that I worked there.
Mhm.
Were you disappointed when you met him?
No.
So you're like, oh, you're a lot fill in the blank than I expected.
No. No, he was exactly what I expected.
Oh,
That
good.
is
Yeah.
funny that you
Yeah.
asked that because I've had 3 bosses since I moved to my
Yeah.
new job.
Since he
And
ditched
the,
me.
and the second boss, I would meet her, and then we were finally able to go back into the office. And she came walking up to me, and I had to look twice because she was a lot taller than I thought.
Oh.
And I told her that. I'm like, you're a lot taller. And she goes, thanks, you're tall too. Like, it was just such an awkward comment that,
That
I
is so
said.
funny though.
But truly, she's like taller than I am, and I'm 5'8".
Yeah, you're tall.
Yeah, and she was into sports and all that kind of stuff. So I was like,
because
wow.
watching somebody on a computer screen
You're
and them
shoulders
sitting,
up.
Yeah.
Shoulders up.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
Yeah.
So I
that's
was
funny.
really surprised. So
Huh.
Did you
funny.
say, hey, Stretch, nice to meet you?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. How's the weather up there?
she's not that much taller than me, but still.
It's funny.
For some reason, I just felt like she was just a petite kind of person. But I think
Yeah.
I do think of that often with people when I see them and then I meet them in person. I'm like, oh,
I never
wait.
think about that because I work in person, so I never think about stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
It's-
Oh,
even
you
we do
again.
like a Tuesday afternoon conference call and we all Zoom together, but none of us turn on our cameras.
They encourage us to keep our cameras
Yeah.
on, but
I'd be
I
like,
always say,
I need to go do
connection
something.
is fuzzy. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
turn it off.
Oh,
Otherwise I
gosh.
can't hear you. And it works great. My real job, we have people in 29 different countries.
Oh, wow.
So trying to align a time during the day
Oh,
where
no.
everybody's
Yeah.
awake or everybody's sober is really tough.
Yeah, I bet.
So, yeah, I use sorry, connection's kind of fuzzy.
Yeah. So
turned it
what
off.
kind, what like couple countries that it's involved with?
So my direct boss, she's in Australia. She's in Sydney. So she's
cool.
opposite me. We make it work though.
Yeah.
And then we've got people in Bulgaria,
Oh, wow.
not Palestine, Israel. We've got people in South Africa.
Yeah,
France,
you're never having like a
the
one
UK.
team meeting time.
No, and then we try to have different ones throughout the country or the world. So it's like we'll have our U.S. Get
Meeting,
together
yeah.
once a month, and then everybody's there, and there's like 80 people on the call, and then I give my little presentation, and that's the only time I turn my camera on.
Yeah.
But then they have other ones. So like the Philippines is a big team. I think we've got 80 people in the Philippines that all work. So
That's
it's
so fun. Yeah.
it's fun because I'm the only person on my team in the U.S. So I just kind of work by myself all day. I don't have people giving me,
Yeah.
opinions or why aren't you
It's
doing
because they're all
it this way?
sleeping.
They're
Yeah.
all sleeping. So, but it works
Either
great.
sleeping or drinking.
When I'm sleeping, they're working, and I get up. It's like, wow, light workload today. Way to go, kids!
Yeah.
And then so it's just our the coolest thing about customer experience for that brand is that we've got people working 24 hours a day. So
Yeah.
a lot of times, like say you buy a quilt from somebody, and you send them a message like, "Oh, I got the color wrong." Sometimes it could take like 48 hours for someone to get back to you.
Right.
But for us, we've got really strict, hey, we're going to email you within 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we stick to it, and it's hectic at times, but we do it and we get it done, and that's just kind of our motto.
That's neat. It's because someone's always working.
Yeah,
that's
someone's
really neat.
always working. And if we don't know the answer to something, we get it pretty quick. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's really a cool model, and that's what makes that business different than buying from other people on Amazon. It seems like customer service could be hit and miss on Amazon because a lot of it is foreign sellers or people that are just out to make a quick buck.
Right.
But that's not what we do. We really like to make friends when we make our sales. And so, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What do you guys sell?
Okay, so with Elevate Brands, that's the company that owns all of the Amazon brands.
Okay.
We have everything. We have wine glasses. We've got fake breast inserts. We've got travel cups. We've got garden kits. Let's see here.
Yeah, like a whole mishmash of stuff.
Beach tents, matcha powder, vitamins. And it just keeps getting more strange. Gloves, like exercise mittens.
Mittens.
Mittens, and wire connectors. That's the real sexy brand.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
wants to work with that one because you have to know all about electricity. And like,
Yeah.
I'm not learning. I'm sorry.
So how many items about in total does the company sell?
Thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So our biggest brand, it's called Essential Values, and it's just products, everything from toilet flaps to coffee cleaner descaler to. So it's so vast. And
Yeah.
we're looking to buy more brands, so we're just going to keep getting more diverse.
Yeah.
But we
What a
are
variety.
trying to focus on more outdoor stuff. So like we have a ratchet strap company. It's funny because it's like you see all the emails come in, and when you get an email from a customer, say like with breast forms, they always have like a real saucy email to go along with whatever problem they're going to have or they're experiencing. Like I had one the other day, and it was, you could tell just by the text of the email that the woman was distraught. She's like, oh, the dog got a hold of my
Oh
left
my
and it is
God.
in pieces. And I said, oh my goodness, honey, we'll take you care of it and we'll get you some new ones. And so, it made her day because
That's so
she
funny.
had a partial mastectomy and she needed
Yeah.
Yeah.
to look her very best. But so I love the stories like that, just knowing that I could help people. And but then again, you get the flip side. You have people that order, like, say, our matcha powder, and they're addicted to matcha. And if it's a day late, they freak out and they send you emails in all capital letters, and you're just,
Where's my matcha?
we'll cool it. We'll get you.
I don't even
taken
know what
care-"
matcha powder is. Is it tea?
It
Matcha
is tea. So it's green tea, but it's powdered green tea from the first harvest, and it's delicious.
Okay. I
It's-
should probably try it.
It's good. You have to acquire a taste to it.
Then I probably won't like it.
I
I like things that are delicious right away.
It takes a
You
little
don't have
bit
to
of-
work for the deliciousness.
No.
It needs some preparation, that's for sure. But we do have the highest ranking matcha powder on Amazon.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
wow, that's awesome.
So we
Alright.
kind of pop our collars like, yeah, we're the matcha
Yeah.
people. You want matcha? You come see me. But
That's
So
funny.
where are the warehouses at to hold all this?
So all of our products go directly to Amazon warehouses.
Oh,
So
okay.
They handle the fulfillment for all of our brands. So it's kind of hands off. We tried doing something like a 3PL where we had a warehouse that would handle it for us, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So it's just easier to send product to Amazon, have them do all of the logistics, and just bring in the money at the end of the month.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that Amazon has gotten just really outrageous with their handling fees.
Yes, I was just going to say the costs
Yeah.
of that.
So if you're shopping online on Amazon and you see that the cost has gone up on like something that you've purchased in the past, it's because just the fulfillment and the storage fees on our end have gone up almost 7% in the past 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's really hard to continue to sell a product online without passing on that increase in price.
Right.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think
you have to-
everybody has expected in the last 2 years to just pay more for everything.
Oh, people want to fight with you about
Yeah.
it, though. We raised the price of matcha $1, not even the whole amount that we have to pay more. And people lost their minds. I said, everything is up.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just blame us. I mean, it's universal.
I
Everybody's
even look at things
experiencing
that
it.
like I don't buy often. Like today I bought hot sauce, right? Because I love my green hot sauce. And I was like, I need hot sauce. And I was like, looking at the price, I'm pretty sure that went up about 80 cents since the last time I bought it, you
That's
know?
significant.
And how
Yeah.
often do you buy it?
I'd say maybe twice a year.
Okay. Okay. So
You
that's
know?
not too bad. But still.
I don't know.
You
It's
might want to
sus.
buy cases in case it goes up
Well, you know what I
again.
bought too? I
Okay,
was like,
good.
I got to back up now.
Yeah.
Start
In 6
stockpiling
months,
it.
it's going to be $1.60.
I'm going to save my 80 cents today.
And where are you going to spend it?
Yeah.
Get your little piggy bank. where you save your
On
80
gas.
cents.
On gas. That's where I'll spend it. Yes.
So you have a lot of people that email.
Yep.
Do you also have a call center?
So we don't handle any calls.
Okay.
As a team, we
As a
decided
company, as a
Yep.
team. Oh,
we
okay.
don't like talking to people on the phone.
yeah.
So we have a agency out of New York that handles all the phone calls.
Okay.
So
all right.
they get the phone calls and they can call out like the spam callers, the solicitors, and then we get maybe 4 calls a week that are actual customers that
Oh,
need
wow.
help. So that's how much garbage comes into the phone centers. And
okay.
It's pretty impressive because I'll go through it every day and it's like we'll get 20 calls. Oh, okay. And it's all just junk. So
That's
it's-
terrible.
yeah, I know. And I wish I had the amount of time that these junk people have to just, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they're trying to sell us half of the time.
I don't either.
Do you find with these emails, you were just talking about how they share so much detail, right? Like, oh, my dog did this, and here's the whole story behind what's happening, and what can you do for me? Do you find it's because people have time to write an email, so they feel that they're more open to tell you the story? Instead of just writing back, hey, I need to get 2 more because this is what it looks like, and it's a picture, you feel like they need to tell you.
Well, even talking on the phone,
Yeah.
you know, you might get into an argument with the person.
yeah.
In email, they use
Yeah.
cap locks.
Yeah.
They use
Yeah.
all capital letters.
Knock
and they
it
don't-
off,
They can,
everybody.
yeah,
It's
they can
terrible.
let
We
it
can
all out in
read.
the
That
Yeah.
was going to be my public service announcement. If you're ever emailing a customer service for any brand, don't use cap lock, please.
Yeah.
It just drives us nuts because
Yeah.
it's not going to get your problem answered. And
Right.
it's irritating. But
And we can't hear you anyway, so we
No.
just block it out.
we could very easily flip off the computer screen and you'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in person, you can't do that. Of
And you
course.
never put emotion to text. So whether it's cap or
Right.
lowercase or misspelled or swear words, we're not putting emotion to text, right?
Right.
Try not to. Try
But
not
do you
to.
find that that's why? Because people have time to send emails, they have
do.
time to write you stories, and
And there's a lot of people that just get so much confidence when they're behind a keyboard that they would
Yes.
never say to your face or on the phone. And we've had people in the past that just, the cuss words that come at you. And I mean, it's an experience that I've never seen people in regular brick and mortar stores ever behave that way.
I mean, I have.
they,
I've
I mean,
seen
they're
some
out there. They're
uglies,
definitely
but-
out there, but
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see. I've been upset before with something that comes through, but I would never think to, number one, do cap lock, or number two, swear. Like,
No.
because I just want it to be resolved. So I feel like kill with kindness.
Right.
Like, this is not
Exactly.
the other person's fault that is going to get your email.
Right.
And they didn't do it. It was
Right.
probably shipping, or it was whatever else, or you know what I mean? Although, I mean, your company, I'm sure, doesn't do this, but I have ordered from other companies, and it's like you think that you're ordering a dress for yourself, and it comes in and it's a doll dress.
Oh
That
my
I'd be a little upset. Like,
God.
what are you selling me? Like, you did there, and nowhere in the description was it a doll dress for my Barbie
Yeah.
or whatever. This was supposed to be a human-sized dress.
They
So,
get the
Really
rug.
got a doll dress?
but even then, yeah, but even then, no swears, no caps. It was like, hey, this was not described
the
correctly.
heck?
Yeah,
The heck?
yeah. So
be harmonious in your email, because if
Yeah.
you're nice to us, we'll be nice to you.
yes,
There's
Yeah.
been so many times that people with their email, they get almost confrontational from jump, and that's not right. You know,
No.
just give us a chance to look into it and make things right. Don't just blow your load on the first email.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's not going to work for me.
And
And
again,
there's been times that I'd say, you know what? If you're going to act like a toddler, I'm going to act like an adult and say no. And You're not
Yes.
getting it. And I
Good for
feel
you.
like customers learn manners that way. Of course, that wasn't the ideal outcome. We always want to
Of
provide our
course.
customers the excellent customer service that we promise, but there's a give and take when it comes to it.
absolutely. So be nice, no caps, no swear words. All right, what else?
And always, when you're interacting with customer service online, whether you're buying from like an independent retailer on like their own website, like if you shop on edsplanshop.com, you go ahead and in your email include your order number.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because
good idea.
There's a
Yes.
lot of times that when you set up your email or when you set up your profile, the email doesn't connect to the order. And with Amazon in particular, we can't see your personal data. We can't see,
Sure.
we can't even see your full name. We can't see your address. So it's not like we could go into the Amazon platform and say, okay, so-and-so bought this, and I could look it up and find when it shipped and everything. We can't see tracking. We can't see your...
I'm probably super guilty of just assuming they know who I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Yep.
that's one thing that Amazon has dialed in is privacy for their customers.
That's good to know.
So
That's
we
good to know.
can't, we cannot initiate conversation with our customers unless you leave a bad review. And then we have an
Oh.
option. So say you leave a review that says, okay, 4 stars, but it's missing the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
We could see that, but we can't connect with you. So if you feel like leaving a review is going to find a resolution to your issue, it's not, because we can't get a hold of you
Right.
unless it's 3 stars or below. Now, if it's so terrible that you leave a 1 star, then we could get a hold of you. And we'll talk.
Okay.
And try to fix it then.
So
yeah.
there's a little secret trick in there too for customers on Amazon. If you don't want the seller to reach out to you, there's a privacy setting that you could say that sellers cannot contact you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just a click a box.
Click a
when
box
you're-
in your profile. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't dig that deep into Amazon. I have no idea what my information is on Amazon.
I never understood why somebody would want to opt out.
yeah.
Because I mean, we're trying to help you.
So
People are
lame.
miserable.
So lame.
And the people that get me, and bless them, they have a job to do and they do it well. But there's a program on Amazon called Vine Voice. And after you've done so many reviews and you've written so many characters on X amount of products, you get an invitation to join their Vine program, which is companies
like
will-
Vine, like Vine back in the day.
Like
Vine?
7-second
Like
Vine?
No, it's,
Avocado Vine.
not quite. It is their program where they will connect with sellers and send you free products.
Oh, okay.
So we'll send you free stuff, hoping that you're going to love the product because it was free.
and leave a
and
good
you're gonna
review.
leave a new. Well, people with their free products are really not the nicest people.
No.
And so, I mean, there was one for our cat grass brand. We sent them a beautiful ceramic planter, and they said, I don't even have a cat.
Oh my
why
God.
would you- So with the program, you could choose what you get, and they chose the cat grass planter. I was like, why would you even do that? Are you just stockpiling free stuff? What kind of...
What the
I
hell?
was so upset. And
I've seen TikToks where they do reviews and it's like gave them 0 stars. Well, the restaurant wasn't open.
It's
0 stars. Restaurant wasn't open. We got there at 11:30 at night and they weren't open.
And it's funny with reviews because a lot of times you just have to take them with a grain of salt and try to imagine what the person is going through in their life. I mean, it's like, what is going on with you?
You know what I like to do is I look at stuff on Amazon, right? Because I'm an Amazon orderer. I'm not shy about that. And I will change the reviews, like how they're shown, and I show lowest 1-star reviews first. I want to get the vibe on that, you know?
Sure.
Because usually you can tell, are they just like a catty jerk or...
Is there really something wrong with the product, right?
Right. You know, you look and they have, say, 1,000 reviews. There's 900 5-star, but then there's like, excuse me, like 10 1-star. I want to see what those 10 1-star ones are.
People.
Yeah. I want to see what they are.
We had an issue last November, I believe, with our wine glasses, and it wasn't on us. We have beautiful crystal wine glasses. I love them. They're just unique, and I don't even drink wine, and I have all the sets. Anyways, so when you package the wine glasses in the shipping container, the box and the styrofoam, the styrofoam needs to be taped together. Otherwise, when the box is jostling around, the styrofoam will come loose and the little glasses will become kind of loose and the stems will break. So there was a batch that went out without the little piece of tape, and we had a lot of mad people because it was coming up on Christmas time. They wanted to give these as gifts. And for us, it was shocking because there were all of these bad reviews all of a sudden. It's like, it's not our product. We know because we check every glass before it goes in the styrofoam. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So we went into very rigorous drop testing. We sent glasses to all of our employees, and we sat there and we tried to break them. And so I was out there, I was dropping wine glass boxes and I couldn't break them. I said, well, what the heck is the deal? You know, how are these people getting all the broken wine glasses? And then somebody on the quality team in Texas, he goes, well, does yours have tape on the styrofoam? I said, well, yeah. He goes, well, mine does it and they broke. And that's how we found out. It was something as simple as a piece of tape. And if we hadn't gotten all those bad reviews, we wouldn't have known to look into it further and see what was going on. Now, there's a lot of sellers that'll just be like, well, bad reviews, whatever, we'll pay people to put more good reviews up, and they'll just sweep it under the rug. But we're not like that. We do a lot of
Try
testing.
to figure it out.
Yeah, because we really don't want the reputation of just selling crap on Amazon, because Amazon has quite a bit of crap. We really want quality products. And
you don't want to be the Wish of Amazon.
No, not at all. Not at all. And so I handle a lot of returns. So when people complain, I say, well, let me look at it. And a lot of people go, well, I don't want to send it back. Give me a refund. I said, well, you can't keep the product
and get a refund.
It's just like going into a brick and mortar store. You have to have your receipt. You have to have some sort of proof of purchase. I mean, it's just, how the world works. And you can't keep it for free. I'm sorry.
So what do you do if people say they never received it?
So that's kind of it depends on the value of the product and how polite they've been, sadly. There are a lot of people that experience issues with their postal carriers.
Yeah.
And, you could hear about, the bad UPS man throwing the box at the front door, and it happens. It totally happens. But we could do reverse tracking to see if it was a signature delivered package. With Amazon, I know a lot of people have it set up where they take a picture of the box on your doorstep. That's another thing to remember, is that we can't see that as sellers. So if you say, oh yeah, they sent me a picture, but it wasn't there, or it wasn't my front porch, or we can't see that. So we have to take your word for it. And there have been scam artists out there. There was one for the plant shop just last week that said, hey, it was delivered, but I didn't get it. I said, all right. So I looked into the tracking and it had her signature.
Oh, nice.
Gosh.
I said, oh, you didn't? She goes, no, I did not. And I said, okay. And I sent her a screenshot of the confirmation of delivery and the date and time. I said, well, that's kind of funny. It has your signature right here. Are you saying somebody forged? Because that's a federal offense.
Yeah.
Because it was a USPS I must have forgotten. I must have forgotten.
How you
I
forget?
didn't open the box. I said, okay, let's open that box and let's see what's in there.
Oh, wow.
And
And
people,
she goes, "Oh wow, yeah, here it is.
oh, look at, there's
wow."
my watering can.
Oh my gosh.
It was just, and then the people that like to complain about how the postal carrier delivered and I said, it wasn't me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I mean,
yeah.
we can't put notes on your order for the delivery person. I mean, it's not like Grubhub.
Yeah.
We have to trust that, the parcel carrier is going to do the right thing and put it in the right place. So when packages do get lost, we will just send a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really for Amazon in particular to try to file a case against them for mishandling, especially if it's an Amazon Prime delivery. It's not worth the time.
No.
It really isn't. So through the plant shop, though, we have a really good insurance policy. So we insure every package. So if anything happens to it, like if the box is drop kicked or if it gets, left out in the rain or, anything, the insurance company will take care of it almost immediately. So we're not out. It is a little bit out of pocket to begin with, but
Right.
at the end of the day,
Worth it.
if the package is lost in a facility and $300 worth of houseplants gets killed because it wasn't watered, we could get reimbursement at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does the plant shop ship across country?
All
Yeah.
across the country. Yep.
Crazy.
So it was a busy winter and we sold a lot of houseplants. And what we do is we package them with heat packs.
Mm-hmm.
So they stay nice and toasty warm in their adventures. And there were a couple of places that it just, even with all the heat packs, it didn't do a good enough job. Like
No.
we have the sweetest lady in Idaho, and she orders like every 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
She orders like very common plants like a Brazilian pothos, or she'll order rare pink princess, or, she's always ordering the coolest stuff. I'm like, man, this lady is the coolest lady in the world. Well, she ordered a $170 totem and like, okay, it's January in Idaho. I'm not feeling so
my
very good about
gosh.
this. And she goes, oh, I trust you guys. I said, oh, I trust us too, but the weather is kind of questionable. She goes, oh, okay. And the plant didn't make it. I mean, it was just one of those gut feelings that it's like she was optimistic. I was not. And when it arrived, it was just mush. And she goes, it's okay, kids. Just send me a new one. And I said, no.
We'll send you one in
We're
April.
not doing that. You could see us in summertime when it's
Yeah.
nice and warm.
Do you have houseplants?
I do. So my recent move across country from Arizona, I toted, I want to say 35
Oh my
houseplants
gosh.
in my little my hatchback. So
I have an aloe plant.
Oh, see, there you go. You're doing good.
So what kind of plants do you have?
So I like pothos. Those are kind of my collectible plants. I have a bunch
The
of
hell
rare.
is that?
It's like a viney house plant.
Okay.
I call it a grandma plant because I think everybody's grandma has
Do
one.
you know
Is
what
it
the
because they're
spider?
easy to take care of?
They're so easy to
the
take care of.
spider plants?
I have one of those.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's not that's not what you're talking
That's
about.
not the pothos. No,
The
it's
pothos is a broadleaf.
it's kind of a heart-shaped leafed.
Okay.
It usually has a really
Oh,
cool
okay. Yep,
variegation.
yep.
Yeah.
My
and-
mom had those when we were
I'm looking it
growing
up online and showing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got into those after I found that was the only houseplant I could keep alive. I said,
Okay,
well, this variety
I'm
is
gonna
for
try
me.
one. I'm
They
gonna
said
try
is
one.
pothos a good indoor plant, nearly foolproof even for beginners.
Yeah, it's,
Cool.
and I will say I've been in the horticulture business. That's what I went to college for at MCC.
Yeah.
Way back when, and I got my first job at Castle Gardens in Richmond.
Oh, that
neat.
place ain't even there no more.
I know.
Oh
It
my
was
god.
My first real job that I
Yeah.
paid taxes to. And so I worked there when I got my horticulture degree, and I did landscape design forever. And I always thought houseplants were dumb.
Yeah.
I said, who wants plants in their house? And then as I got a little bit more older and more mature and got sick of digging holes outside, I said, houseplants are where it's
Yeah.
at. You don't have to go outside.
Do you have any certain plants to like filter your air or anything like that? Like
They all filter air.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one of those catchphrases that, oh, these plants are better for purifying air than
Yeah.
others.
Yeah.
As long as a plant has a leaf surface and stomata, it's doing
Okay.
filtration.
Good to know.
Yeah. So don't be sold on that.
Yeah.
If you go to the big box stores and they're selling you houseplants with the big sign on it that says purifying the air around you, they all do that.
They all do that. What about those trees? It's always about this time of the year that I see those like house trees.
Like ficus?
Is that what it is?
It might be, yeah.
It's a ficus.
Yeah, those, they're temperamental. They're messy, but they're fun to grow.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
They're
No.
indoor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was one of the first houseplants I tried to grow. Like when I was 18 and I just got my own place and I was working Castle Gardens, going to school full time, have my little apartment. I said, I think I want a houseplant. And I found this ficus tree. And man, that thing kept dropping leaves. I said, maybe I picked the wrong profession. Maybe horticulture
Well,
isn't
I don't
for
know,
me.
like, because the area we live in, it's going to eventually get big, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then can you plant it outside?
No.
It's not going to survive
It's
here.
not going to survive.
No.
You could keep chopping it down. I know my mom, she had this houseplant and it was out of this world. I had never seen one. It would grow like 3 foot a year and she would take the skill saw and just chop it down
Really?
every winter. And that thing would just grow back. And I made the joke that it thrives off secondhand smoke. Because I had never seen a Dracaena grow that fast. It was just, it would hit the ceiling and start to bend. And she would just laugh and get her saw and chop it down.
Oh my gosh.
You should give lessons, Mom. What do you do to it? Nothing. Okay.
Water it every once
I
in a
guess
while.
that's it. They thrive on
Flick my
neglect.
ashes in it. When I met my husband, he had a jade plant that had been passed down from his mom. And we couldn't even find a bigger pot to put it in, right? It's crunching out the sides. We would put it outside for the summer, bring it in. It was terrible. And we finally pawned it off on one of our friends.
Here, it's an heirloom.
He was like, "Here, oh yeah, I'll take it. I'll take care of it." I don't even think it's alive anymore. I think there is a lot of sprouts throughout northern Illinois. But
Jade plants?
Yeah, but the actual jade plant that was 30, 40 years old, I don't think it survived. But that thing was, and we let it freeze one time. It lost all of its leaves and it still survived. It was crazy.
It was that heirloom plant. It just had that
Yeah.
determination to keep on living.
It was insane.
So what are the top plants that the plant shop in Brooklyn sells?
So we sell tons of pink princess philodendrons.
I think I know what that one
So
is.
yeah, back during COVID, it was all the rage on
Yeah.
Instagram and everybody wanted one. And it was before it was like broad spread propagated and every commercial grower was growing it. So it was really sought after and super expensive. I was hoping that was a trend that would kind of die back because it's not that awesome of a plant and kind of hard to grow.
Yeah.
But people are still just pink princess.
Really?
Wow.
But the cool thing is that they're spawning off new varieties and cultivars with better variegation and easier to grow. So
Okay.
that's exciting. People, for whatever reason, and bless them all for their taste in houseplants, but they love shamrock plants
Oh.
all year. I don't care if it's St. Patrick's Day or the middle of winter or the dead of summer. People want their shamrock plants, and
I like
mean,
those one that are like butterfly shamrocks. What are those ones? They're like purple.
with the purple. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's purple, and there's one called candy cane, and one called tricolor, and there's a yellow one that looks kind of dead, but people like it. And I mean, people just love the shamrocks, and
I like
so-
shamrocks. I'm Irish. I like shamrocks.
my mom is in the hospital, and my boss said, well, I'm going to send her a plant. I said, okay. So he sent her a plant, and it went to the house, and we thought she was going to be out of the hospital in time to get the plant. Well, no, and my stepdad opened it. He goes, why is your boss sending us a pot of weeds? I said, no, it's a shamrock. It's a house plant. It's for luck and, get well and stuff. And he goes, well, it looks like something I'd spray out in the yard.
Oh my gosh.
Stay away from it.
You don't know plants, Dad.
You
That's
don't
so
know
funny.
anything. Leave it alone.
So
Give
how
it
long
water.
have you been at both jobs?
So I've been with Elevate since March of 2021.
Okay.
So before that, it was kind of an interesting story. I worked for a seed company, and we sold grow kits on Amazon, and Elevate buys brands, absorbs
Oh.
them, and makes them better. So as a tiny little seed company, we're killing it. The two of us, that was our total crew. And we were approached. Do you want to sell your business? Well, yeah, sure. And then, they approached the owner of the business, not me personally. And he said, well, yeah, sure. You could take the business, give me $10 million or however much. And they cut a check and took Garden Republic. And I was terrified. I said, this is my job.
Yeah.
And the owner of Garden Republic said, well, I'm not selling it to you unless you give Nikki a job.
Oh my gosh.
And Elevate goes, well, okay, we'll give her a job. And I was so nervous because I had never worked with so many diverse people from across I've never been in like big corporations or anything. I was mortified, and the idea of doing Zoom calls, but I took like a duck to water, and it's just been the best thing since.
Wow,
and now
amazing.
Like the intimidation factor, I kind of laugh at it because it's like, we're all just trying to get by.
Yeah.
We're all just doing a job. There's nothing to be worried about. So yeah, in the 2 years, we've seen people come and go.
Sure.
And, there was the big COVID boom where online selling was just insane, and everybody was raking in money hand over fist. And then we hit the trough of delusionment last year, where it was like, okay, we hit our peak, and now we got to really focus on making our brands perfect,
right?
So that we're recession proof. And that's where we're at right now, just making everything perfection. And
shipping wine glasses to everyone to test.
Yeah. To break those suckers.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And
That's
then
so cool.
I've been with Ed since, maybe July of last year.
Okay.
So his plant shop is pretty new as well. He started during COVID, seeing that, the houseplant rage was just booming. And he opened a little plant shop in Brooklyn and slowly expanded. And now we're trying to do a hybrid work where it's online and brick and mortar. So we're slowly tiptoeing in. We're having open studios 3 times a week now, where you could actually walk in and shop, which is a first. And we're hoping to expand to a bigger store in Brooklyn and have just like normal operational hours. So it's a lot of exciting growth.
Yeah.
When do you get to visit?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out. And because he always jokes, because I'm a chronic traveler.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay in one place. So with remote work, I could be here one day, there the next. This weekend I'm going to Chattanooga. The next weekend I'm going to Florida. The next weekend
Weren't you just somewhere too?
Yeah, I was in Arizona.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was there for 10 days. So it's like I could just pick up and go.
Yeah.
And it's just a really liberating thing. And I don't know, for some reason, I just don't want to go to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
There's just nothing pulling me there. And, Ed complains
Just your
about
job.
it. Yeah. Ed complains about it. He's like, the crime sucks and parking sucks and the people are.
And you're like,
forget
oh yeah,
it.
I'm on my
all
way.
Of these things. I'm like, well,
Ed, you're not selling it to me.
I think I might find somewhere else to go on my next vacation.
I gotta have like good pizza or something.
Oh, I know.
To bring in,
You can't sell me on bagels. I'm sorry. Too much chewing. I'm
No
not.
Brooklyn bagels for her.
No,
so
ma'am.
funny.
No, ma'am.
They're boiled in water, right? That's the best way?
I don't know how they're
Well,
made.
you boil them in baking soda water for like 30 seconds and then you bake them.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the Brooklyn way, right?
Yeah. That's the way you make bagels.
It just
And
doesn't
so-
sound
pretzels.
good.
We haven't done this in a very long time.
What do you got?
I got a quiz for you.
Fun.
We're going to see what Nikki knows about plants.
We
okay?
have not done a quiz in so long.
It's been so long. I mean,
Yeah.
probably over a year, right?
Yeah.
So because I'm terrible at plants, so this is more for me, and then you guys are going to entertain
Y'all gonna
me.
learn. Y'all gonna learn with
How
us today.
fun.
Are you a houseplant killer?
Yes.
We're just going to confirm it. How about
Yes.
that? So I think there's like probably 10 questions.
All right.
Not all plants require tanning sessions under the sun. Plants that do well in low light, such as snake plants and spider plants, will benefit more from being positioned in front of, there's 3 answers, a south-facing window, north-facing window, east and west-facing window. I'm going to let Cass answer, and then you either agree to disagree, whatever you want to do.
I need to keep my head from nodding next
So
time.
then you said no to south.
Yeah,
I saw that.
She said yes to the second one.
But east,
South,
west.
north, or east and west?
Oh, but they like shade. So I'm going to say north.
Nikki?
I say north.
Okay,
North.
We'll try it. It gave me a green, but we'll see.
Gave
I'm
a
not sure.
green.
Yeah, we'll see.
Green for go.
Uh-oh, your greenery is starting to look dry at the ends.
Uh-oh.
How can you prevent and revert brown tips on leaves? I need this. I have a plant that's doing that right now, but I'm terrible at it. Repotting every year to remove salt buildup.
No.
Adding another dose of fertilizer to provide more nutrients.
Probably fertilizer burned it.
Moving the plant to a better lit, more ventilated area.
Ugh, all
Nikki
of
was
them
really
sound
good. She didn't even
awful.
move her eyes or anything.
I pretended like I had a book on my head. It was like finishing school all over again.
What do you think, Cass?
I don't even know. I feel like the fertilizer would burn it.
I don't know if I could say yes or no.
I'm going to say option 3.
Ooh,
It was wrong.
It's repotting every year to remove salt buildup.
Salt
But I
buildup.
feel like the third one would be good
I
too.
feel like repotting plants often is bad for it. No?
Yeah,
Is
because
it-
you could go through transplant shock. And
Yeah,
just
it's a
saying
tough
that
one.
usually brown tips, it's because there's an issue with the roots. And most of the time it's because it's sitting in water.
Oh.
So you
good
have
to
to
know.
think of a plant as mirrored on the top and the bottom. So you have the
Okay.
canopy of the plant and the roots of the plant. And if something's happening at the tips of the roots, the tip of the plant is going to die.
Okay.
So it could be a matter of being pot bound or root bound and like
Sure.
too constricted in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But most of the time it's because it's sitting in water because
Because we overwater because we think
Yeah.
I'm thirsty, the plant must be thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Good to know. If you want your fiddle leaf fig to thrive,
I hate those.
You hate all of them.
I know I'm a hateful
you'll need to
person.
give it 1 to 3 cups of water every week, depending on its height. But where should you put the plant to keep it healthy? Okay, ready?
Oh my God, I'm
I want to
terrible
say
at
this again. Fiddle leaf fig. In an area with no natural light but plenty of fluorescent light, meaning artificial, in a shaded area next to a sunny spot in direct light, or in front of a floor-to-ceiling window, which is direct sunlight.
I'm going to go middle ground, number 2.
Shaded, indirect.
Yeah.
Nikki?
Going 3.
Oh.
All right, I'm
Let's
going
see.
with 3.
Let's see.
She is correct.
Shoot. Oh, I guess if you're adding a lot of water, you want it to be able to dry out too.
I guess if you went to school for it, you would know
Shoot.
the answer.
Yeah.
So this is a fun kind of visualization for you. Think about the sun
Yeah.
as a straw
Okay.
and the leaves are like a mouth.
Okay.
And the more that it could suck the energy out of the sun,
Right.
the better.
Okay.
So, yeah.
For
sunshine.
those types
For
of
those
plants.
types of plants. Yep.
Okay.
So
good.
typically
Not
like
all
broadleaf,
plants.
not all plants, no. You know, like
be
the
burning my plants up in the
the
windowsill.
snake plants and spider plants from a couple questions ago.
Yeah. You want those kind of inside of the house.
Right.
Where you want your fiddle leaf fig outside of
Fiddle
the
leaf, fiddle leaf fig. Say
So,
that 10 times.
Like a cat laying in the sunshine.
Yes.
And then, the cat hiding under the table
Yes.
kind of thing.
Okay. Okay.
So
What about
we always
aloe?
say
Do you
that
put aloe direct sunlight or away
they
from
could
it?
take it, but they like just a bright area. What we used to say
Better
at
get it out of the window.
the nursery is that if you could read a book inside during the day without turning on a light, it's bright enough.
Oh, okay.
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 Yeah.
My house is bright
So
enough.
speaking of spider plant, the African spider plant is one of the easiest plants to grow, except for at my house, and is adaptable to almost any indoor space, making it ideal for houseplant newbies. To which vegetable plant does it belong to? I'm sorry.
Come on.
To which vegetable family does it belong to? Sorry. The spinach family, cabbage family, asparagus.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck is asparagus?
Asparagus.
Even though I say it like that all the time, hearing somebody else say it was alien to me. Wait, say it again. What is it?
Spinach, cabbage, asparagus. I had to think about the way I was going to say it.
Oh, shoot.
African spider plant. There's a picture
I
here.
don't
if
know.
You wanna,
This
it's
is
like a
a good
two-tone.
one.
I don't know if I want to say cabbage or asparagus. What do you think?
See, and I feel it'd be spinach, but spinach
Really?
is darker than the picture that they're showing. So I
But
don't
I
know.
feel like spinach is little short leaves,
Yeah,
and this
true,
is longer
true.
leaf. I don't know.
Again,
But
I
then
know
I
nothing
feel
about
like
plants.
cabbage is related to literally everything.
Everything.
That's what I was going.
Right?
That was the,
Okay. I'll go cabbage.
And asparagus is that what? I don't even know. That's a stalk.
yeah.
It doesn't really
It's
have
more
the.
of a tuber.
Yeah. Yes.
tuber.
Yeah. All right. So where are we going? We're gonna
Cabbage.
go cabbage.
Yeah, let's go
Cabbage.
cabbage.
It was
Asparagus.
Biscuit.
Aspergus. I said cabbage or asparagus.
I was trying
That
to use
is
the
so
same
wild.
logic. Which family has the
Yeah.
most
Yes.
diverse? And you
Yeah.
would think cabbage.
Yeah.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Okay.
Don't tell Ed.
Sorry, Ed.
Propagation refers to taking a cutoff from one plant and growing another. That reminds me of hospice. Hospice.
What hospice hospital are you
sorry about
going?
that.
Weird.
Edit that.
Hostas.
Edit that.
That reminds me of hostas.
I like it. Let's keep it.
Oh my gosh. Anyways. So it's from cut off from one plant, growing another new plant from it. So where on the original plant should you take the cutoff from? Anywhere along the stem, the roots, or the node?
The node.
Totally the node.
Totally, we are in the node.
We're in the node.
All right. Philodendrons. That begins with a PH for anyone that's just
philodendron.
listening. Easily identified by their heart-shaped leaves, I love these, are one of the most popular houseplants thanks to their low maintenance requirements and quick growth. But be careful, as they're also poisonous.
Ooh.
So chewing on a leaf might cause, well, for me, it would cause hives because everything causes hives.
Bless you.
Dermatitis and swelling of the throat. Yep, that'd be me. Respiratory paralysis, also me. Seizures and arrhythmias.
I'd say number 2.
Respiratory or
Yeah.
like a swelling of the throat.
What was number 1?
Dermatitis
Rash.
and swelling of the throat. That's the one I would pick because I feel like if I roll in the grass, that's what happens to
You
me.
get a rash.
Yeah, I get a rash, a little wheezy. So like the first two. But this one says seizures and arrhythmias too.
Yeah.
There was no puke option?
Oh.
No.
No.
Well, then we'll go with 2.
All right, so respiratory? And
Yeah,
you're
that's what I said.
you're saying, oh, that's what you're saying?
That's what I said. Oh,
Dermatitis and swelling of the throat.
you get
So
rashy.
yeah, I wonder if that happens like that also goes with the stomach and
Maybe.
you
Because
know.
I know with pets, my hound dog in particular,
Yeah.
he decided to make my Swiss cheese plant a little more Swiss cheesy
Oh.
and put a couple holes in it. And man, it was immediate.
Oh,
barfing
really?
everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting. Okay, time for 2 truths and a lie. Which of the following statements about cacti and succulents is not true?
Okay.
All right, this is going to be kind of a long one.
Okay.
Number 1, due to their ability to grow in desert conditions, cacti and succulents need lots of direct sun to thrive. Number 2, all indoor cacti should be watered on a monthly to bi-monthly basis. Number 3, like any other plant, cacti are capable of growing prominent flowers.
I'm going to
it's-
say number 1 because you just told me
They don't need
that
direct
they don't
sun.
need direct
We're
sun.
gonna go with that.
So
You are
Sure.
correct.
good thing I asked about my yellow.
Yeah.
The cast iron plant comes from Japan and Taiwan.
Oh, you want to know that has
Yes,
the best genus?
we do want to know
So the genus, like the
the
nerd
technical name.
is Aspidistra.
Oh.
Aspergas, did you say?
Yeah. I struggled to say that for the longest
Say it one more time.
Aspidistra.
Aspidistra.
Yeah. And so it's all over the South. They use it as a ground cover. And so
Oh.
when I started doing landscape design down in South Carolina, people were asking for it. And they would ask for like 40 at a time. And, you know, freeing from the
But it's a
Midwest,
ground
I'm
cover.
like,
It keeps growing,
I'm
right?
like, what the hell are you doing with 40 of those in your house? Because I'd only seen it as a house plant.
Oh.
Yeah. So I learned the hard way.
Wow. Interesting.
Say it again. Aspidistra.
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 Everyone together now.
Aspidistra.
All right, so the cast iron plant comes from Japan and Taiwan. But where did it get its name? It was originally potted in cast iron pots in certain Asian cultures. It is hard to destroy and can survive a wide range of conditions. Its leaves are sharp and sturdy and have a blackish green tone.
I'm going to say number 2.
My enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I got way too
Nikki
Nikki was like
excited.
waving
Nikki
her
got
hands like,
super excited about that
yes,
one,
She did.
so-
She was correct. It's hard.
Yay.
That's why
It's
makes
hard
a
to destroy.
Wonderful house plant. You could just
Yeah.
like stick
Leave
it
it
in
and
the
it just-
corner.
You want to be a committed plant parent. I do not, but maybe
No.
you do. But your busy life means you're often away from home because you're going to Boston and
Yes.
you're going to, you know,
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
For bagels.
What's the best plant for someone who travels a lot? A maidenhair fern, an orchid, or a ZZ plant?
The hell is a ZZ plant?
Oh, it's cool.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I feel
I
like
did
it would
bring
be
my
a
phone over
fern.
here with me. I can't even Google anything. What the
My
hell?
thought would be it would be a fern because I feel like my grandma's always had ferns and I never saw them do anything with them, but they were always still alive unless they like rebought them every holiday. But that would be my first thought. But what
Were
do you
they
think?
fake?
They may have been fake. All right, so
No wonder why I never saw them water
right?
'em.
And I would never go touch them because
Don't water the
maiden
plants.
hair
they're
I'm gonna
fun.
say it's easy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
a ZZ
Look
plant.
at that.
Peace lilies are not only beautiful, they're also low maintenance and can help prevent mildew formation. What about them makes them not so peaceful? They're highly allergenic. Indigestion makes some stomach irritations to you and your pets. They're prone to infestation and their pests are hard to control.
I'm gonna say the indigestion because I'm pretty sure those are toxic to cats. No. Yes.
Yeah, I'd go with that
Peace
as well.
lilies. That's the stomach irritation. You
Lilies
are correct.
are toxic to
Yep,
house
you are
pets.
correct. We kind of were just talking about that a little bit.
So I have one. So I was in Arizona for 10 days. I came back and all of my houseplants were awesome except for the peace lily. It
Really?
looked like it was prostrate. It was just
Oh,
no.
I gave it a cup of water.
Right
in
back
business.
up.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
he's
Isn't it cool, like, to do that and you go to bed and you wake up and you're like, oh, it's
Oh, you're
still
okay.
good.
You'll
Yeah,
be fine.
crazy.
Yeah. Leaves turning yellow and falling off is a clear sign of root rot. What's the most common cause? Common pests, sunlight overexposure, overwatering.
Overwatering.
for sure.
All right.
I know that.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's how I kill all my plants. I think.
How
it
many
needs
are there? We
water.
got two more. We have two more. According to a study by the Royal Horticultural Society,
Oh boy.
what
This
can
sounds-
make plants grow faster? Placing them in bigger, more spacious pots, talking and singing to them, watering them with distilled water instead of tap water.
No, they need tap water. Distilled water take out all the minerals, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
just
talking
like
and
your body,
singing?
people. Just like your body.
Talking and singing or placing them in a bigger, more spacious
I
pot?
say I don't know the first two. Talking and singing.
Totally number 2.
Totally number two.
Totally
you
number
are
two.
totally correct.
Yep. Say
Talking
kind
and
words.
singing. You know what? What is that meme that says if talking and singing to a plant makes them grow, why wouldn't you do that to people?
Yeah.
Because isn't that the same? Something like that,
Right.
right? Isn't
We
that
don't
that?
want some
yeah.
people to grow though.
Or
Maybe
Well, we
they
don't want
should
the
if it
germs
makes them
to grow.
thrive, why wouldn't you do that to people, right?
So
Yeah.
it's the vibration from sound that makes the plants
Oh,
grow.
yeah.
It's not so much the audio, but the
Yeah.
yeah.
But what
Makes
about if you
sense.
say mean words and then good words to do two different plants?
It's still
It's a
the
good question.
vibration.
I think yeah. So
You're like, you piece
there's
of
a study-
garbage.
They played classical music and
I
then
was just gonna
thrash
ask.
metal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I feel like the classical music still did grow better, but the thrash metal grew
Just fine.
over
Fine,
and
too.
above normal.
Okay.
Huh. Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Maybe that's you play your ZZ Top for your ZZ plant.
There you go.
Yeah,
there
I
you
like
go.
that. I like that. History trivia bonus. The word bonsai
Bonsai.
literally means tree in a pot. I didn't know that. I mean, I know you know that. The art of cultivating trees in wooden containers and ceramic pots originated over 1,000 years ago in China, Japan, India.
Oh, your face. Good golly.
Cass isn't
Is
sure.
it China? It's China.
Japan.
Oh, dang it.
It's China.
It's China.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I was right.
That's so embarrassing.
And you just
because
gotta.
we have a bonsai kit. And I always call them stupid. 'Cause it's like tiny tree torture.
you have
It
no. You don't like
is.
any of them.
I know I'm a terrible person.
But is it tree torture?
Both
Like
those.
you like make it grow in a certain way? Don't we do that with all of our plants?
I assimilate it to like wearing pants that are too small, and you're just always like, uncomfortable. And those
Okay.
little trees, they just want to be big trees.
Okay.
Yeah,
They want to
do.
stretch out. They want their roots, and they want to be out with their other tree friends. But keeping them on your,
on your desk.
Yeah, I feel like that about my jeans. Like I just want to eat crappy food, and then my jeans are
I
trying to
want
restrict
to be
me.
free.
So it says my plants believe in me. So that means we're good. You guys did good.
I
9
learned-
out of 13. 10 out of 13. So.
I learned a lot
I
about
feel like
my
that's
gosh.
a passing grade.
It is
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
85%, maybe something like that.
I'm going to go buy some plants now and see if I can keep them alive for a year.
Yeah. Well,
Start with
thanks.
the ZZ plants.
Well, okay, let me tell you
And
about my
play
aloe
ZZ
plant.
Top.
My aloe plant, I got 2 years ago for Christmas. It survived its first year of Christmas. Then I had guests at the house and the kids like wrecked it. And I brought it back and it was starting to grow new things. But then my grandma just replaced it. And I was like, oh, okay. I got a new one now.
We have a pretty big aloe plant upstairs.
Yes,
it
you
is
do.
in direct sunlight. It's facing the south. So it does get a lot of sunlight, but it doesn't look too bad. Well, this was super fun.
Yes.
That's super
Amazing.
Thanks for coming on, Nikki.
Oh,
had
this
a
was
lot of
so
fun.
great.
Yay.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye.
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 Talk to you next week.
We just end. We're just like, we're done. We're done.
Done. That was almost an hour.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I feel like that long.
Yes.
So fun. This podcast is brought to you by NameTag Productions, LLC. Entire podcast, unless otherwise stated, written by the hosts. The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. If we have to be all in this together, we might as well make it fun.